Hey everybody, it's Delight. Welcome. Today I'm going to talk about 2 psychic tricks that you can use to choose the best deck of oracle cards for you. So I'm going to wait till we have a few more people. Indrani, welcome. Thanks for showing up. Haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. Ashley, hey. So awesome to have you guys. So I'm going to give you 2 psychic tricks that you can use to pick the perfect deck of oracle cards for you. So I would love it if you would share this on Twitter, on Facebook, and with your followers here on Periscope. I think this is really good information. Tell Gus hello. Hi, Will. Janine says hello, Gussie boy. He's wagging his tail, of course. Why can't you hear me? I don't know. Are there people having trouble hearing me? Awesome, Ashley. You can hear me. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that, Yo Big. Looks like it's something going on your end. Okay, so before I start, I want to make sure that you guys know about my upcoming workshop about oracle cards. I'm going to be teaching you all about this. I'm going to go over these 2 psychic tricks in the workshop and a whole bunch more about how you can learn to read oracle cards for yourself and others. So to register for that, you go to bit.ly/oracle workshop. And the link is also in my bio here on Periscope. So you can head over there after you learn these 2 little tricks. So number 1, these are psychic tricks because these are intuitive information that you can use to find your oracle card deck. People ask me this a lot, like how to find an oracle card deck or how to choose one because there are so many. So my first tip is, well, okay, before I start, you can always just go out and buy one. You're not really going to get it wrong. Okay, so you can always just go buy a deck of oracle cards. It's not that big of a, you don't have to overthink it too much. But here are a couple of tips to really find a special oracle card deck, because this is what I did when I found, actually for my deck of tarot cards was the first deck that I ever bought. And it's been a really special deck. It's really suited me well, and I've done a lot of readings for myself and other people. So to find that really special deck, not just any deck, here are your 2 tips. So number 1, a psychic trick you can use is synchronicity. So synchronicity is a meaningful coincidence. And in this case, I would say a synchronicity would be if you hear about or see a deck of cards more than once. So where maybe would you see a deck of cards? I actually found my deck of cards at my yoga studio. It was in the little lobby, where you come in and out. They sold some clothes and yoga gear, and they sold cards. So that I saw it there, and it kind of called out to me. And then I saw it again and again, and then I bought it. So that's one place you can see a deck of cards, and it might be calling out to you. Like, just the fact that you noticed, like the fact that I noticed it, there was only one deck of tarot cards in the whole yoga studio. The fact that I noticed it there, that was a synchronicity in and of itself. Also, that was a clairvoyant message. That's another type of intuition. So I guess I'm giving you more than 2 tricks maybe. So just noticing it somewhere, that's a message for you. And if you feel drawn to it, that's even more of a message. And if you're still thinking about it, if you don't just go ahead and buy it right then and there, if you're still thinking about it later, that's even more of a message. Yes, bonuses, exactly. Okay, so where else? Hi, Simone. I'm just talking about some tips for you to pick the perfect deck of oracle cards. So where else might you see oracle cards and have a synchronicity happen where you see it more than once, or maybe it goes on sale, or maybe in your email, depending on what emails you have coming into your box. If you subscribe to Hay House's emails, they sell a lot of oracle cards, and they might have something on sale that really calls to you. I got 4 decks like for half price last month. I don't know if they have any specials going through March, but that's one place to look, is in your email. Another place to look, oh, my nose. And my nose is running on live TV. I have no tissue. Fantastic. Ari, hey, welcome. Another place that you can see cards is on Instagram. So I know some of you guys follow me on Instagram. I love connecting with you over there. You've been drawn to life purpose cards. Well, if you feel drawn to them, there's a reason for that. So you really can't go wrong if you buy a deck of cards that you have your eye on and you feel drawn to, for sure. So on Instagram is where I have several on my wish list that I've discovered through Instagram. So there's a hashtag on Instagram. It's called Oracle Readers of Instagram. If you go to my Instagram, it's the same thing as here at Psychic Delight. I tag my stuff with it. So you can kind of start with my page and you can go through my some of my hashtags on my Oracle card pictures and you can look at other decks. And I've found there's one called, this is actually a tarot deck, but it's called The Wild Unknown. I want to buy that. Thank you, Ashley. That's a good one to look at because you'll see lots of different decks. There's another one I found called Animal Kin. That's a really beautiful, like, power animal deck I would love to buy as well. So that's a great place to find decks, and when you really feel interested and connected with one, you can't go wrong with buying it. So that's a synchronicity too, especially if you see it more than once in a short amount of time. That's an even higher or stronger message for you. Oh, by the way, I feel like I'm supposed to tell you guys I have some orange calcite in my hand right now. I was talking to Ashley earlier and told her I was feeling kind of ungrounded, so I figured an orange stone, get into my second chakra a little bit more, might be helpful. So if you see that in my hand, that's what that is. Let's see, what else was I going to say? Okay, so let's talk about the second psychic trick to choose your deck of cards. And I've also used this one myself. And this one has to be, Heather, you're awesome. Thank you for inviting followers. This one has to be when you're in person. You can't use this as much online. And here's Penny. She wants to tell you about Oracle cards. So you can't use this one as much if you're buying online. So if you're in a bookstore, for example, a metaphysical bookstore, we have a whole bunch here in Denver. You can find them near you. If you're in a bookstore, spiritual bookstore that has oracle cards, and you're kind of looking and there's so many, you feel overwhelmed. First, just notice where you're drawn to, like which one looks appealing. And then the psychic trick is called psychometry. And some people have this gift more than others, but you want to try it out and see if it works for you. This is also how I buy crystals, by the way. Psychometry is when you touch something. So let's say you pick up the deck of cards and you'll feel an energy from it. So you can kind of compare, especially if you're stuck between two decks and you only want to buy one, you could pick up one and feel it and just notice how it feels to you. You might feel an energy, an emotion, a tingle. It could be a physical feeling or an emotional feeling. And then set that down, kind of like clear yourself a little bit, and then pick up your other deck of cards. Yeah, I can totally feel a difference actually between these two decks that I just picked up. And so depending on, and just simply go with whichever one feels better for you at that moment. Psychometry. Yes, Ashley, thank you. That is exactly how you spell it. So psychometry is a good little trick as well, and that's how I have chosen. Actually, that's how I chose this deck of cards. This is Angel Therapy cards. And that's how I chose this deck when I picked it out. This was probably the second deck of cards I ever bought. Because when you don't know much about oracle cards yet, or you want to try a new type of oracle cards or by a different author, like I buy all this stuff by Doreen Virtue, but if I want to expand out, because I know I'm not going to go wrong with Doreen Virtue's cards for me, they just really fit me. But if I want to expand out into a different creator of cards, then I'm like, oh boy, there's so many other types of authors, and I really want to find the ones that vibrate well for me because they're all created with different intentions, and usually they're not bad intentions. Like I'm not going to choose something bad, but I want to make sure that I'm choosing the best one for me right now. So those are my two tricks. So number one is synchronicity. So keep your eyes open for cards coming. If you're in the market for some cards, look at what is coming into your life, in your email, in your Instagram, at your yoga studio, or friend's house, anywhere around you. Just keep your eyes open for oracle cards popping up, because those are messages, especially if you ask your angels, like, which deck of oracle cards is best for me right now? Then keep your eyes open because they'll pop up. And synchronicity is when they happen 2 or more times. So if you see the same deck or the same message 2 or more times, and it feels like a coincidence, then it's probably a meaningful coincidence and you should go for it. And the second trick is psychometry, which is touching. So this is when you're actually in the physical presence of oracle cards and you're touching the cards and feeling the energy and just feeling if this is something that you want around you and this is something that you feels really good to you right now. So that's how to choose between several different decks of cards if you feel like you're drawn to them. So those are my 2 psychic tricks for choosing the best deck of oracle cards for you. So I'm going to be giving a lot more tips and tricks on my workshop that's coming up on it's going to be on March 16th, which is Wednesday, a little bit less than a week from today. Go to bit.ly/oracle workshop and sign up. I'm going to talk more about how to pick out your cards, then how to cleanse your cards and set up your cards for success and get your energy into them. And then the steps for reading them safely and accurately for yourself and for other people. So I'm going to go through all of that and more on my Oracle Card Workshop. It's free. It's online. Go to bit.ly/oracle workshop to join me. I would love to see you there. So I am actually going to go hiking today, and I need to go get ready. So thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you again soon.